It's almost the start of another year, and we all know what that means.
Hell yes.
It's time for us to set a bunch of resolutions that we'll set with the best of intentions, but have a hard time sticking to.
Yeah.
Things that we want to see carried out for the entire duration of 2018, but will more than likely have a difficult time seeing active at all come mid-February, or in many cases even mid-January.
That sounds about right.
As someone who's always made a point of trying to stick to my resolutions or my goals or my aspirations in life, I set out quite a few resolutions for 2017. Most of which I was able to stick with, but of course, I'm human. Some of them I did lose out on along the way or didn't do as well as I had hoped.
Better luck next year.
But here are 5 resolutions in particular that I am beyond grateful to have stuck to in 2017 and therefore recommend to you for 2018.
I heard. It's a maybe.
Number 1, I stopped running from my problems. We all have those issues or problems that have been lingering in the back of our mind for quite some time and tormenting us in the whole idea of what they could actually transpire to be if they were to come about.
Don't remind me.
And while it may seem easier in the moment to try and just avoid that and play it a little bit safer and just kind of avoid the confrontation or the conflict that may come with that,
Yeah.
what I learned in 2018 is that it's better to just take and face things head on. It may be scary, it might be unfortunate in the moment, some of the things that come from it, but the relief that comes afterwards is so well worth it.
Yeah. Did you get that memo?
And I recommend all of you just tackle the things, deal with it now, because it's not going to become any easier. Number 2, I invested in my future. I know this may sound incredibly cliche, but it was a difference maker for me. This year, I started a business and I made some changes within my own personal life that required me to invest in things to enable those to even be possible or to make them easier.
I don't have any money.
It may have cost some money or some time up front, but it's things that in the long run really do pay dividends because they enable me to do things better than I would have otherwise, and they enable me to do things more efficiently than I would have been able to do otherwise. All things that I'm grateful to have done. So if there's anything in particular you keep putting off because you keep telling yourself that you're not worth it, don't let 2018 tell you the same story.
I'm the captain now.
Number 3, I made more time for the people I love. While I've had a more difficult time sticking to this in the back half of 2017, as a whole, I'm incredibly proud of how much of a work-life balance I was able to create over the course of 2017.
Must be nice.
It may seem like there are always more important things for you to do or things you should be doing, but it's incredibly important that you always have a balance. You have that time away from the things that you feel obligated to do the things that fill you with joy, with love.
Parkour!
And for me, that was creating a balance between the time that I spent at work and with my family, with my friends, and with my loved ones. And I suggest in 2018, you create that balance. Your mind will thank you. Number 4, I stopped overthinking everything. Whether or not your mind is as overactive as mine tends to be, I'm willing to bet that you know what it's like to have a mind that overthinks everything.
That's my specialty.
It could be the most minute of details and your mind will run amok with it, coming up with all these different situations and scenarios and outcomes that could stem from that, 99% of which never come about.
You're blowing my mind, Frank.
So what I made a point of in 2017 was whenever I caught myself overthinking, to bring myself back, re-simplify, and instead just act. Take a step right now rather than let my mind create this or concoct this whole imaginative reality of what this could be and make it bigger than it actually is, and instead just simplify and act now. Number 5, I got enough sleep as often as possible. I know that this is less fathomable for some of you than it is for others, but sleep is insanely important, and I know I'm not the only person to tell you that.
What's so obvious about it?
And one thing I'm proud of in 2017, that even though it was my busiest year by far, I still made sure to get myself the sleep necessary as often as possible. Of course, there were always exceptions.
We're good, streaky! Yes!
And it made a massive difference in how I was able to process things and how I was able to address things and how I was just able to even focus and function on a daily basis because I gave myself and my body the opportunity to restore and rejuvenate itself every single night.
Are you awake?
So what are some of your resolutions for 2018? One of mine is to make more videos like this for you. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to like me on Facebook to be a part of my mission to make personal development more interesting for both of us.
I love you.